Ahoy mateys, Mrs. Kaleo here. Hope you're doing well and making the most of this rainy weather. Today we're going to talk about the Pirate's Treasure Map. A treasure map is a map that marks the location of buried treasure, a lost mine, a valuable secret, or a hidden location. Most pirate treasure maps are shown as hand-drawn pictures containing clues to follow to find a hidden treasure. And a lot of pirates didn't actually use treasure maps because they didn't want other people to find their treasure. But if a pirate's crew took over or seized another pirate ship and they found a pirate map on their ship, they were so excited because that was a big treasure there already. So you all get to make a treasure map, and this is mine. So first of all, take some brown paper, and you can use like a paper bag. And I wrote at the top, Captain Kaleo's treasure map. And you're going to color in your key here that tells you what you have. And you have a treasure chest, the sand, the pirate ship, the mountains, a lake, and an island. So I took my pirate ship and I sailed around the island and around the lake and up to the sand and found the buried treasure. And I marked it with an X. And there are the mountains and the rocks. And also, you're going to get to color a compass rose. And that tells you which direction you're going. And this is north, south, east, and west. Okay, so make sure you send pictures of your treasure maps because we'd love to see them. And these are the pages I'm going to send to your parents. So now we have our who, what, where. The pirates used a treasure map to find the treasure chest. The treasure was a chest of gold coins. They buried the treasure chest on Bird Island. So color your paper and here are your questions. Who used the treasure map? What was in the treasure chest? And where was the treasure chest buried? And I'm also sending over another coloring page that you can color, and the color key is at the bottom. And our word today is avast, means stop. So if you see a treasure chest or a treasure map, say, avast, mateys, we've got to find the treasure. So I'd also like to read you a story today. It's called Pirate Pete, and the author is Kim Kennedy, and we all know the author writes the story, and the illustrator is Doug Kennedy, and he drew the pictures. So let's start off. Pirate Pete. Gold put the twinkle in Pirate Pete's eye, the shine in his hook, and the sparkle in his smile. Why? He liked gold so much that he plundered every ship and shore in the 7 seas in search of the gleaming booty. When he heard that the Queen had discovered a treasure map, Pete had to have it. After all, he explained to his parrot, where there's treasure, there's gold, and where there's gold, I'm a-goin'. Okay, so Pete journeyed to the Queen's castle where he whispered a plan to his feathered companion. You sing, here's his feathered companion, the parrot. You sing to her to sleep and I'll steal the map. Aye, squawked the bird. Up he fluttered to the highest tower where the Queen sat gloating over the map. Softly the parrot sang her lullaby. The dirty trick, the old high sneeze, snoozeroo, worked like a charm on the Queen. While her head bobbed, Pete climbed the tower and snatched up the map. By the time the Queen awoke, Pete was far out to sea. Unfurl the map, he told his bird. There lies the gold, he declared, pointing to the bold black X on Mermaid Island. To Mermaid Island we go. We must be swift, said the parrot. Her Majesty's fleet will be after us for sure. Pete spun the wheel east, and with a great gust of wind, the ship sailed off. Fine sailing weather, said the parrot. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis, but we had just spied an island up ahead. He checked the map. That be Candy Island. He growled, twisting up his nose. I think we should pay to visit. Candy Island. We don't have any time, said the parrot. We've got to get to Mermaid Island. Listen up, matey, said Pete. Where there's candy, there's a rotten teeth. Where there's rotten teeth, there's gold to fill 'em. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'. So Pirate Pete wanted to go. The stubborn pirate turned the ship toward Candy Island, and with a good wind behind them, they were soon upon its sugary shores. Avast! Means stop. You candy eaters, Pete ordered the islanders. Open your mouths so I can see your gold teeth. Pete peeked into the mouth of every licorice-licking, toffee-tugging, chocolate-chomping soul on the island, but he had not reckoned on the toothbrushing. Pearly whites, he cursed. No gold, no gleaming booty. He snatched up some sweets and shoved off. I'll not veer off course again, he promised the parrot. To Mermaid Island we go. We got a big candy cane and lollipop. Fine sailing weather, said the parrot. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis, but he had just spied a spot of luck. Clover Island. That's not where we're headed, said the parrot. Listen up, matey, grumbled Pete. Where there's a clover, there's leprechauns, and where there's leprechauns, there's pots of gold, and where there's gold, I'm a-goin'. He decided he wanted to go to Clover Island next. There's the little elf, cried Pete as the ship creaked ashore. A genuine leprechaun sitting next to a pot of gold. Before the merry man could turn his hat, Pete seized the pot, scrambled to the ship, and shoved off. Irish stew, he hollered when he lifted the lid. No gold, no gleaming booty. He gnashed his teeth. I'll not veer off course again, said Pete. Next stop, Mermaid Island. He didn't want stew, he wanted gold. Fine sailing weather, yawned the bird. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis, but he had just spied a soothing sight for tired eyes. Sleepy Island. That's not where we're headed, the parrot reminded him. Listen up, matey, Pete said. Where there's sleeping, there's the Sandman. And where there's the Sandman, there's magic gold dust. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'. So he set off. Pete sailed to the snoozing shores where the Sandman was tiptoeing from bed to bed. Pete grabbed the old man's bag and reached inside. Storybooks? Pete bellowed, waking the island. No gold, no gleaming booty. So he hooked a book and shoved off. I'll not veer off course again, he said, pulling on his nightcap. Tomorrow morning, we make for Mermaid Island. Ooh. The sun rose and the ship sailed on. Fine sailing weather, said the bird. Pete might have agreed. Aye, 'tis, but he had just spied a smoldering sight, Dragon Island. He turned the ship towards its smoky peaks. That's not where we're headed, flopped the parrot. Listen up, matey, said Pete. Where there's dragons, there's lair. Where there's a lair, there's gold. And where there's gold, I'm a-goin'. Ashore, Pete crept into the dragon's lair where he found the giant lizard snoozing beside a golden egg. Between the snorts and snores, Pete sneaked the egg from its hazy nest, rolled it to the ship, and shoved off. Ooh. 'Tis a golden goose egg, guessed Pete. Suddenly, the shiny shell cracked open. Out popped a baby dragon with a mouthful of flames. That's no goose, cried Pete. It's a fire-breathing lizard, and he's set our sails ablaze. Abandon ship. Oh, no. While the baby dragon flew off with his mother, Pete and his parrot jumped into a rowboat. The parrot watched in despair as their trusty ship sank beneath the waves with a simmering splash. We're done for, sobbed the parrot. Whale bait, shark snacks. Them's no sharks, said Pete. Them's be mermaids. We've made it, cheered the parrot. We've made it to Mermaid Island. There they are. the treasure map," Pete declared, crawling onto shore. After yelling out paces and counting out steps, hobbling to the right and wobbling to the left, Pete finally called, "Here 'tis! X marks the spot." Pete began digging. Then he struck something. "A treasure chest!" he cried. With a clang of his cutlass, he broke the chest lock. The lid flew open to reveal gold. Pete sang, "Gleaming booty." It was a pirate's dream come true. While Pete bathed in the glorious riches, a shadow fell across him. Uh-oh. Wonder what the shadow is. "The Queen!" squawked the parrot as guards gathered around. "Look here, Your Majesty," said Pete, fumbling for a fib. "I got your treasure all dug up and waiting for you." But the Queen would not be tricked this time. "Take the gold," she ordered her men, "but leave the parrot and the pirate here alone." Then, as quickly as they had come, the Queen and her troops disappeared. "All that work and no gold, no gleaming booty," moaned the parrot. "What's worse, we're marooned." Remember, marooned is on an island all by themselves. "Not to worry, matey," said Pete with a wink. "The Queen may have taken our gold, but she forgot our boat." So Pete and his faithful companion set off again, this time for the sunset, where the ocean glistened like 1,000 coins of gold. After all, where there was gold, they were a-going. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.